Welcome to today's vlog. I am, if you could not tell, up in the office space. It's a good movie. And today I wanted to talk about the three things that I see students do wrong the most. And they all happen during their interviews. So we give our students an assignment where they have to have a documentary style interview. And every time we do this assignment, I see the same problems. So I want to show you guys these problems. I'm not going to show you any students' footage. I'm going to show you stuff that I shot this morning of myself sitting in a room trying to recreate the problems that they do on accident. Okay, let's look at this shot. This first one is actually what I see the most often from students. The thing that's really bad here is that I am right up against a wall. And so we get this a lot with students. They tend to put their subject right against the wall because they're shooting the subject, say, in their living room, or somebody sitting in their favorite chair. And so you end up with just a flat image. There's no depth to it because they're right up against the wall. And we get these nasty looking shadows, even if we're using a softer light, that just throw right onto the wall. There's no way to get away from them because you're so close. So what does it look like then when we move them away from the wall? Well, let's take a look. Here we are. We're a little bit further from the wall, only by a few feet. This is a very small space, so I was not able to move far enough away, which is why we're also in a more of a close-up now. But you can see, like, the wall is not quite so off-putting anymore because we have pulled ourselves away from it a little bit. Here we do have a little bit more pleasurable of an image, other than it being of me, of course, because we get a little bit of blurriness in the background, and it really helps out the image. So remember, here's the first one, here's the second one. We don't want the person right against the wall because we get shadows that we don't want. We can't put a backlight on them, and we don't get that nice, soft, sexy blur in the background. So here we go. Here we have the second issue that I see all the time with students, and this is that they have their lights too low. So as you see, the difference between the last one and this one is that the lights are now like right at the same level as me rather than above, and if it's right there, then you're going to have shadows hitting the wall behind you even if you aren't really close to it. So if you find yourself with this issue, just lift the light back up a little bit and you don't have the problem. It drives those shadows down to the floor rather than straight back onto the wall. Okay, so here's the third thing and the last thing that I've seen a lot. And this one, it seems to be happening more and more as time goes on. And I have a theory about why. But first, let's look at the issue. So here we go. We have me sitting full-on profile. We lose all depth to the image because we can't see that I'm a three-dimensional creature at this point. And emphasis on the creature. But we miss out on the three-dimensional thing because the camera is full-on profile. So here's my theory on this. I think that when students are setting up their interviews, we teach them, this is where you place the camera to get the most visual interest. This is where you place your lights. And there's a kind of a formula to all of it. But when they go to get like they want to change shots. So they want to change 2 shot sizes and at least 30 degrees. And in that way, it doesn't look like a jump cut, right? That's the other part of that formula. And that's the part I think they're doing wrong, is they are concerned that they've not moved it enough to get that 30 degrees. And so they're not measuring it in their heads. They can't figure out where the 30-degree mark is, and they go too far, and then you just get this profile shot, and there's just all depth in your interview. So anyway, that's the entire thing. Those are the 3 biggest mistakes I see on a literal day-to-day basis with our students. They go too profile, they get their lights too low, and they always shoot someone against a wall. You can't do those things. If you're wanting to make a really nice looking interview, remember you need to get depth. And those 3 things rob you of depth.